Okay, so we've got a little bit of what I call a mix it up watercolour today. So it's a bit of an experiment, and it's always great fun for you to play with whatever colours you've got on your palette. I'll tell you what colours I've got that's left over. It's a great way to just play. So I have got a piece of Saunders Waterford, 5 by 7 inches, and I am popping plenty of water on there. I've used a wash brush. I've got a round number 10, a round number 6 and a rigger. I'm going to mainly come on with a round number 10. So I've got lots of different colours here, and I'm going to just pop them on. This is a bit of cadmium yellow. I've got a little bit of rose here. They are diluted colours that I've used for another painting. They are about a pea-sized blob to half a teaspoon of water. I've got some cobalt blue here. So I'll start to mix these in, and I'm just randomly dabbing on. You can do whatever you like pattern wise. I've got a little bit of sap green as well. Mix those through. Got a little bit of sepia. We'll take a little bit of that in, it might do something. Making some greys here. I've got a little bit of raw sienna, which is actually neat, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water. We'll add a little bit of that in as well. So I've got a really nice mix of colours. So the two things I'm going to play with today is a little bit of wool or yarn. I've wet that, wrung it out a little bit. I don't want to wring it out too much, so just wet it again, make sure I've nicely wet it. Usually in fact you can see, I usually use yarn for doing a bit of stippling. That's a bit mucky, so that I'll just rinse that off and then wring it out a little bit. So it wants to be a bit wet, and it's going to do lots of wonderful things. So we're going to pop this on. I'm just going to let it drop. We're going to leave that there. I've also got a bit of bubble wrap. We're going to see what happens with that. Something might happen, something might not. This is all part of experimenting and seeing what goes on. So I'm going to place that on. You need to place it down a bit like cling film, and we're just going to leave it alone. It's what you could do with the yarn is just making sure you've pushed it down, because that then pushes the paint out of the way. We can also do a little bit of splattering. So if I come in with my round number 6 and load my brush up with the blue, I'm going to take some of this on. So you will get the advantage of seeing what this becomes, whereas I'm doing this as a little bit of a mystery. And it's always nice to do this because it takes the pressure off, and you can just have a play. I don't know what's I haven't even got a preconceived idea. What I'm hoping is the paint will tell me what it should be, which sounds very random, but that sometimes just happens. It might not, and then I'll have to make something up. I'm quite prepared for that. So that's a bit of the sap green on there as well. And then I'm going to let that dry naturally, 10 minutes, go and have a cuppa and then come back. Okay, so it's had about 10 minutes. It's still a little bit damp. I'm just going to see what's happening. So if I'm going to peel carefully, I've got some nice texture from the wool. I'm going to lift off. So I've got some bits where it's imprinted, some bits where it's lifted out. So nice and random. Just lift away carefully. And there again, bits of imprints, bits where it's lifted out. Then I'm going to just peel this from this corner. And I've got some lovely texture there. So I'm going to dry this really well. Okay, so this is nicely dry now, and there's lots of things that I can see that I like, and it's about keeping what you like. So I really like this texture here. I really like this texture here. So there could be a bit of a rock face here and a tree within here, or you can twizzle it round. So as you twizzle round, you can decide. So this could be a bit of a tree, and this could be a bit of a bank here, and then this could be within the water. So that works quite nicely. Some of you might be thinking, this is crazy, I can't see anything. In which case, it's just a case of just playing with it and just having a go. It's all about experimenting. Now this would make this dark up here, and I don't like that. That would work quite nice as a tree canopy. I think my favourite way is this way, and this is what I'm going to work with. Okay, so I'm going to pick up my round number 10. So you need to make sure that this is nice and dry before you then come on. And what I need to do is just get a little bit of a definition between sky, land. So what I'm doing is I'm wetting through this top section. So I'm just using my round number 10. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the cobalt blue on. So we're just going to layer this through. This is going to help to define. So this is all about layering. You're still going to have that texture there. We're not taking that texture away. This cobalt blue is a pea-sized blob with half a teaspoon of water. And I'm being quite careful not to take too much on, because I don't want to take away all of that lovely texture in the background. So what I've got now is a line of the land, and then I've got some water happening here, and then this here is going to be water this way. So if I'm going to take this a bit further, this water, so a little bit of water on here. We're just going to blend this through. So we're bringing out that section of land first of all, which we can see nicely there. It's got some lovely texture, and this is the beauty of just playing. We're going to get something really random. I don't expect you to recreate this. What I expect you to do is just learn the process and just have a little play. And I look forward to seeing what you create. So this is a little bit of sepia, just going in to create a bit of shadow just within the water, horizontal strokes. I'm going to keep that texture there. I want that texture. I'm going to take that same sepia, just bring it towards the back edge. So I'm going to start a line here, dabbing up. So I'm just starting to create a little bit of illusion. I've got the light of the land, I've got this here. If I'm looking for a bit of bank card, if you've watched any of my tutorials before, you will have seen my trusty bit of bank card. So this is a chopped up bit of bank card. And what I'm going to do is draw onto the paper. So I'm going to start to indent a little bit of a tree, because I've got all this beautiful texture here. I'm just going to pull out a few branches and a few lines for the trunk, and that's going to start that tree forming. I can also add a few ripples to the water, again drawing in with the indent, horizontal strokes. Don't lose what you've got. If you want that little definition of a line there, that's great, you can put that in as well. Okay, I'm going to dry that one off. Okay, so that's nicely dried. What I'm going to do is take that bit of wool that we used, and I'm going to dip it, I'm just going to take a little bit of moisture off and dip it into that sap green that's left. So this is basically a way of stippling and printing texture. So we're going to pop, so you can get your dirty fingers a line of green in here. So that's going to build that up. I might actually take a little bit of extra blue in there as well. So the blue and the green together. And just build that up so you're getting that nice tone. I'm going to dry that one off. Okay, so that's nicely dry. I've squirted out an extra bit of sap green. I'm going to take some of that cobalt blue, some of this neater sap green. I want it to be stronger. So I've got this and I'm going to come on. Ah, that's better. And start to create. Can you see how I'm just twizzling a little bit so that I don't get the same pattern? It's a different way of doing texture. And actually that paler layer has helped giving us a base of where we're going. And we're just going to build that up. And we can take a bit of this up here as well. Texture and playing, that's what we're doing. If you take a little bit of that sepia, that dark brown as well, and bring that towards the bottom, that's going to give you a nice depth and shadow. So it just shows what you can find lying around that you can just play with and have it work really nicely. I'm going to dry that one off. Okay, that's nicely dry. What I've got now is some papermate flair pens. So these are water soluble pens. I am sure you can probably get lots of different variations. I quite like the papermate flair. I'll pop a link to the set that I've got in the description if you want to have a look at those. But basically they are water soluble. I'm sure normal felt tips, I'm sure gel pens possibly do similar. It's just about playing with what you've got. These are particularly nice as well. So I've got a brown and a blue, a lighter blue and a brown. So I'm coming in with a brown first of all. I'm going to create the tree trunk. So it's a little bit of basically pen and wash now. I'm going to wash through some of the pen. So I'm creating a tree trunk. I'm scribbling a little bit. You want to stagger these branches. So I'll start one from there because that one started there. You don't want to start them from the same place. Variety is the key. Bring a few of these through. And at this point you can leave this dry or you can add water. I'm going to add a little bit of water to show you how this works. It's not about a finished piece. It's about experimentation. It's about finding the things that you like and finding the things that you don't like. There'll be bits that you think, oh, I don't ever want to do that again. There'll be bits that you think, yeah, I quite like that. I'm going to do that again. And unless you play like this, you won't ever find that out. So I've got a little bit of a tree there. I can pop a little bit of extra detail in here. What I don't want to do is take away from the bits of texture that I like. I can still see all of those. That's perfect. So I'm just scribbling a baseline along here and taking in a few trunks in random places. You'll see the spacing between them is random. It's all about random. And then going to do a little bit of a reflection. So we're doing a little bit of a wiggle. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just want a little bit of a reflection there. I can play with that in a second. So with the blue, I can come in and just create a few horizontal ripples. I don't want to do too much on that texture. I like that texture. I'm going to bring in a few bits coming out from this edge. And I might take a few little bits just up the line of the side of the bank, and then I'm going to bring a bit of a dark edge. So again, horizontal strokes as we come out onto the water, but it's just giving that a nice defined edge. If you didn't have these brushes and you wanted to use a biro, you could use a biro. If you wanted to just use a black drawing pen, you could. So this is around number 6, and what I'm doing now is just playing and moving with a bit of water that ink. So the beauty of these papermate flairs, especially if you get one with the black is like a quink ink, an old-fashioned sort of quink ink where you get the pink and the blue split out. It's not just solid black. Because I'm using the blue today and the brown, there's still a hint of pink coming out, which is really nice. So I'm just coming over with a little bit of water. I'm not going to hit everywhere. Just enough to soften in places, softening this edge into the water. I've softened in that back there. I'll do a little bit along here. Take a little bit of shadow from that in here. That's going to work quite nicely. So I'm just blending that through. It's going to blend a little bit that way. They're really fun. They're great if you're going outdoor sketching. They're nice and portable. With a water pen, they work great. If I'm just blending, I don't want to do the whole trunk, but if I just blend through some of these ones at the top, I think that will work really nicely. Just so I blend these in a little bit. Okay, I'll dry that one off. There we go, so that one's finished. So I had absolutely no preconceived idea of what I was going to achieve. In fact, I was in a position where I was thinking I'd probably just do something negative painting if I couldn't see something, like draw a vase or a cup and paint around the outside. So that's always an option if you get to that point and think, oh, I don't know what to do, because it's about playing with the textures. So we've got some fabulous textures in here and it's worked really well. I've shown you some new pens to have a go with. You can have a look at getting a link for those off Amazon. I've shown you how to use bits of wool to create different textures and a bit of bubble wrap today. So lots of different new techniques, and it's about trying to visualize what else you could create. It's turning on that creative aspect and not worrying too much about what the finished picture will look like. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do share your results on my Facebook group. I'll pop that link in the description as well. Please do like, subscribe and share. I'll pop another video here and a playlist here, and I shall see you next time. Bye.